Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to be having a look at the Bosch Ergo Max Professional Scale Model Vacuum Cleaner by Theo Klein. This is based on a real vacuum cleaner and even includes a vacuuming function for which you need 3 C-sized batteries. Here's everything out of the box, including the cleaner itself, a flexible hose, the main carpet and hard floor nozzle, a single extension wand, a handle, and of course the polystyrene balls to act as pretend dirt. Okay, before the demonstration we need to pop some batteries inside this cleaner. The battery compartment is located here on the underside of the vacuum. You need to unscrew the small posi drive or Phillips screw first to remove the cover, and then we can insert the 3 C-sized batteries, making sure they go in the correct way, and then pop the cover back on and do up the screw. This is the cleaner itself, which is a faithful reproduction of the Bosch Ergo Max Professional Cylinder Vacuum Cleaner. Every detail has been thought of, down to the plug here. It's just a pretend plug, and it's a simulated German style plug on this because this Bosch is a German manufacturer of vacuum cleaners and many other products. So that's just for show, as is the slide control on the real vacuum that controls the motor speed. On this scale model version that does nothing, it's just for show and to add extra detail. This is the on-off button, which does function as the on-off. Underneath we've just got 2 fixed wheels at the back and 2 pretend wheels at the front. You've also got a little slot which acts as a storage bracket, just like the real thing, so you can fit the carpet and floor nozzle onto the machine like that. This is obviously where the hose will be attached to the cleaner, and inside this part is the compartment that holds the polystyrene balls. Okay, well that's the cleaner. We now need to attach the hose, which fits on by pushing and twisting. It's a little bit hard to do, but once it's on you shouldn't have to remove it. Now we need to attach the other end of the hose to the handle. Again, it's just a push and twisting action. Make sure it's pushed on all the way, otherwise it'll come apart. There we go, that's on. Then onto the handle we can fit the extension wand, but it is quite delicate, so don't force it, just gently put it onto the end of the handle. Give it a bit of a twist, but don't force it because it doesn't feel very strong. And to complete assembly we just need to put the other end of the extension wand into the carpet and floor nozzle. So that's the vacuum fully assembled and ready for the demonstration. The suction power on a toy vacuum is very weak, so they're only really designed to pick up polystyrene balls or very small pieces of paper. Now this Bosch model comes with this little packet of balls, so I'm going to tip them out onto the floor and pick them up, hopefully using the vacuum cleaner. Well, I don't think this toy vacuum cleaner has really picked up hardly anything at all. It's very disappointing. I'm just going to check that everything's connected up and there's nothing wrong, but yeah, that's very disappointing. As you can see, it's spitting out the bits. Well, I can't see anything wrong with this vacuum cleaner, so I'm just going to use the end of the hose to try and pick up these beads. We might get a little bit more suction. I'll just make sure that the hose is on properly at the handle end. Yes, it's firmly in place, and it's also firmly on the end of the cleaner as well. Okay, we'll give it another go. Well, that's very disappointing. It's going to take me ages to try and clean up these little beads from the floor, and I can hear a lot of them actually inside the hose. It's barely picking anything up. It looks very good, but the performance is pretty poor. Well, we'll give it another go with the carpet and floor nozzle, but I don't think it's going to work. Well, that's very disappointing performance from this Bosch vacuum. I managed to pick up everything in the end, but only by using the end of the handle and not the wand and the floor tool. So you're going to have to do a lot of bending if you need to pick up any dirt from a hard floor. So I'm going to give this just 1 out of 5 for hard floor pickup. Now, I'm just going to try it on some short pile carpet, but this time I'm going to use some of my own polystyrene balls. I think most of what I picked up should be inside the container, although a lot of it did remain in the hose. I had to tip the hose up and shake it before the bits fell out, so they're in here. Now I think this door opens in order to gain access. There we are. Then we can tip it out. So yeah, look, it's picked up the bits, but it took a long time to do so. Certainly the toy Henry and Hetty vacuums by Kasdan would have made short work of these. But anyway, these might be slightly heavier than the polystyrene balls I've used in other demos, so I'm going to put some polystyrene balls down. In fact, we need to remove these, so I'll leave those on there, because in order for these to go back in the bag I need to pick them up again. So I'm going to pop the bagless unit back inside the machine and try to pick this up again. Well, another negative I've found about this Bosch Ergo Max, the container is very difficult to empty fully. In fact, there's still some of the polystyrene beads left over because I couldn't get them all out. So not only does it have trouble picking the beads up in the first place, it doesn't want to empty them out of the bagless container. Well, I've got a few polystyrene balls here. I'm just going to put a few down. They may be a bit lighter, but to be honest, this is a very disappointing little vacuum. Well, I know it's probably not going to work, but I'm going to try and pick up these little purple beads using the main carpet and hard floor nozzle. Well, surprisingly, it did manage to pick up most of those purple beads, but it took a lot of work, a lot of toing and froing and scrubbing. Far too much like hard work. And I think, oh well, not done too bad. There are a few beads still in the nozzle, but actually it has slightly redeemed itself, but only because I use these different beads, which I think are a little bit lighter than the ones supplied. So if you want to go for one of these, then I suggest you invest in some small lightweight polystyrene beads. But otherwise, yeah, it's a thumbs down for this particular Bosch from me, I'm afraid. Well, that's the end of my demonstration on this Bosch Ergo Max Professional by Theo Klein. I think in the world of toy vacuum cleaners, this is one to avoid. It certainly looks the part. It is a very well detailed model of a Bosch vacuum cleaner. It really does look like the real thing. In fact, if you didn't know it was so small, just looking at it like that, you'd think it was the real Bosch cleaner. But sadly, it has nowhere near the suction power of the real thing. In fact, its suction power is very, very poor. So only get this if you like the style of it and just want something to look at, something for a collection. But if you want anything that's going to really pick anything up at all, don't buy this Bosch cleaner. That's all for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all for the next video very soon. Bye for now.